At Uplink, Ian had a bonus.
Bonus Tales from the Game Store about a man wearing waders.
Tales from the Game Store.
All right, so anyways, shortly thereafter, I'm sitting, maybe a couple of weeks, and a very tall man in waders. Waders being like those like
suspender things going to water.
The big water, the big water boots. Tall drink of water. Very slim. Comes in, he's covered in sand, and he has multiple trash bags with him. He drops one of them at the front of the store and walks back to me. And he's looking around. And I go, how can I help you? And he's looking around, and the guy looks seedy. He just looks seedy.
He looks seedy.
He looks real seedy. He confirms this with the first thing he asks me. He points to the back room door and goes, you film porn back? You film porn back there?
That was the first thing he said.
First thing out of his mouth. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? And he goes, there's a lot of people who film porn in this area. You guys film porn back there? And I was like, no, we don't.
Was he asking us he wanted to look or wanted to rent?
I don't know. I'm like, we don't film anything back there. So he pulls out of this one bag a pile of PS2 games. They're wet. Like they're moist. They're damp.
Just the discs.
Yeah, the discs.
Discs only.
No, the cases.
Okay.
So I'm like, he wants to trade in. I've just started there. I'm not in like the habit of telling people no and fuck off yet.
This is like 2007-ish?
Yeah.
6-ish?
So I actually start rooting through these discs. I'm like, well, this one's too damp to take in, but okay, this one's fine. This one's dry enough.
Moist?
Yeah, this one's just slightly moist. I can fucking towel this off.
This SOCOM is just a little moist.
I'll towel this one off and get it out there. Got to make money for the boss man. So I'm going through, and then I start checking the discs. Okay, this one's too scratched. This one's fine. This one's fine. This is pornography.
Just a VCD?
No, just a DVD inside of a PS2 case.
Oh, okay.
And I hand it back to him and I go, this isn't a game. And I put it on the counter and he slides it back towards me. He goes, you don't look like a fairy.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
This one's for you, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. And he reaches in to his bag, pulls out another wet porn DVD, puts it on the counter.
Not to trade it, maybe it's just a bargaining chip. This is a freebie.
I don't know if he's trying to get in my good graces or what.
Or start his own little session.
Oh.
Hey, that's how some of those movies start. By weird, moist trade-ins.
And I tell him I can't take any of this. At this point, I'm just weirded out. I'm like, I don't want any of these trade-ins. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. And he goes, I'm sorry if I weirded you out. I was just trying to have fun. And I'm like, it's fine. He's like, yeah, I was just, I take my metal detector down to the beach, and that's what I've been doing all day. And I'm like, okay, well, at least now I kind of understand.
I was gonna say, did he dredge these from the ocean?
I don't know where they came from.
Someone buried some PS1 games?
I think what happened was he was planning on making a trade-in at the shop, but decided to have a quick fucking metal detecting sesh before he came up. Because I think that was the bag he had dropped like at the front. There was like cans and shit in it. So I don't know if it was just like all this little.
But how did the games get wet if you didn't find them at the beach?
I don't know. What I'm getting at is I think he was carrying them around
the whole time.
Not
in his car. He brought them to the ocean. I think he found them on the beach.
He might have found them on the beach.
Were they saltwater moist? Did you check?
They were sandy.
Did you give him a little lick?
No, I'm not licking anything that came from this guy.
I think he found these at the beach.
It's possible. They were very sandy, though. There was a lot of sand. Either that or he just wasn't good at keeping his shit separate. So maybe like he went to put, something away. I don't know.
I think my theory about this weird guy is that he was metal detecting by the beach and he found these under the pier, like just someone left them there.
Yeah,
and he just put them in his bag.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, he apologizes and he goes, "I'm a good person to know." slides me this business card.
Let me see.
I'm going to read this business card to everyone first.
Okay. No doxing.
No doxing.
No last names or phone numbers.
Mark. In big letters here. Inventor of 3D camera.
The inventor. Okay.
Inventor of 3D camera. Archaeologist. Architect. Writer. Poet. Armed guard. Photographer. Trumpet player. Artist. Jewelry and
Holy shit.
lapidary. I will find lost jewelry, keys, pipes with my metal detector.
This is a goddamn Renaissance man, Ian.
Yep.
This guy's into everything.
Yeah.
What's a lapidarist?
It's I believe it's gem cutting or stone cutting.
So he can protect you, make you jewelry. He can unearth old things from civilizations or PS1 games. This guy can do everything. Plays the trumpet.
I could basically hire him as a
Anything.
bard. He could be a guard and he could play his trumpet while we
Guard
walk around.
and bard.
Yes.
He can do both. He'd be a bagard.
So I have this card and I've never let this card go.
I'm almost afraid to touch it. Where's my antibacterial?
It's as dirty as it was the day he gave it to me. By the way, it came to me with the tape on the corner. So I don't know if he had like one business card that
This is the last batch.
that he was just waiting to give to the right person. But
Well, it's a fancy font.
it is. And if you look at it kind of in the light, the ink is almost like sparkly. It's like it's 3D. Like run a nail over it.
No, I don't want to, Ian, but I guess I'll use my pinky. Oh, okay.
It's raised.
He went somewhere to get these made. This isn't like a Vistaprint sort of deal.
No, it's not a shitty business card. He really wanted people to know that he was the inventor of the 3D camera.
Okay. There's a space in between the 3 and the D, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up his name to see if he is the... Is it a K or a C on the mark?
C. Yeah, give it a look.
I'm going to look him up
If
right
that
now.
is your real name, Mark blank blank. So, yeah, that was, I think, probably the first very...
And this was within a week of the Fiegel.
This was in a couple weeks. This was when I realized that this job was not going to be normal and everything was going to be strange forever and ever from this
And
day
yet you're
forward.
still there like 14 years later.
Still there 14 years later. Yeah. So that really set the tone for the rest of my life.
So was he disappointed when you said, I can't trade any of this and I will not take your porno, sir?
He left. He left the porno there.
You still have those?
No, they were thrown under the counter, and they stayed there until we moved, and we threw them away.
I would have loved to see his preferences. Unless he just found them there under the pier.
Maybe
as well.
he found the porn under the
There was
pier
Sandy as well?
Yeah.
Everything was Sandy.
But yeah, he he thought I looked like a straight, and gave me porn.
He was thoughtful at least.
He was a weirdo. He was a weirdo and a homophobe.
How old was he?
40-ish, 45.
45 and he accomplished all that.
All of that, yes.
Jewel cutting, archaeologist, invented a 3D camera.
I don't know that I believe everything on here. But
I
yeah.
will not be able to get that much done in the next 5 years of my life.
But yeah,
I can
the
guarantee
ink
you that.
sparkles. It sparkles in the light. That must come from being that must be from the jewelry and lapidary.
He did not, according to Wikipedia, he did not invent the 3D camera.
Who did invent the 3D camera?
According to this, the inventor was a cinematographer named Chris Condon,
Yep, no, this isn't him.
who founded Stereovision and invented several 3D camera lenses.
Yeah.
I would think that if he was the inventor of the 3D camera, he would not have to look for sandy jewelry and coins on the beach.
Well, that
He'd be
was my
off.
thinking. That was
Yeah,
kind of my thinking.
yeah,
like looking at all these things that this gentleman has accomplished. Why is he out searching for?
Why is he hawking sandy PS1 games and porn?
PS2? Yeah.
A PS2 game. He should be well off by now.
Anyway, yeah, that was great.
Is that the last time you saw Mark?
No, he actually stopped. I saw him one other time where he came in, also wearing waders still.
Okay. Did he have his metal detector with him?
He did, and he bought a couple random PS2 games and left. There was no conversation, no exchanging of porn, and no cards.
I found someone on LinkedIn with his last name, but I don't think this is the person. This person is into Java and Linux and things like that. So I don't think this is unless he does that as well.
I mean, I have a feeling if he did, he would have put it on his card.
But this person is clean shaven with a nice suit. And I don't think that person was clean shaven and probably does not own a nice suit.
No, they weren't. They kind of looked like a dirty armpit.
It looked like a dirty armpit.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was the last you saw them.
Yeah, I saw them one other time, and then I don't know.
second
Their
time-
life and their adventure took them somewhere
The
else.
second time, what did they trade in?
They didn't trade anything in.
just came and
They
looked
just
around.
bought a PS2 game. Yeah.
Okay, well that's
So
that was a twofer.
So have metal detector will travel. I don't know where life has taken this individual. I mean, I'm not going to show
Hey.
it. Literally has his address on here and his personal phone
You
number.
do not want to do an address on a business card for sure.
Yeah.
And I've warned other people we know about putting even your personal number on business cards. Is there an email address?
There's 2 phone numbers and an address. There's no email address.
Oh, I would email this person.
If there was an email address, yes, I would have looked into it a bit deeper.
Oh, yes.
This seems like a person who's probably shunned the internet.
Well, they can track you. They probably don't have a cell phone. You know, one of those things.
Yeah.
That's how they track you. You know, when nowadays you wouldn't want to wear a mask. Probably.
Yeah, no,
It's my freedom, my right. Look what I've done.
probably not.